Welcome everyone to the Sign Drive Podcast. Welcome to our review of the Strat 200 Truck Series race. And as you can tell by our little stand here, Kyle Busch was in the race and dominated once again. And he was my pick on Fast Picks, so I get to wave the checkered flag and rub it in his face.
Be the very first one to...
Very first point. So thank you, Kyle Busch, for... getting the first point. And also a viewer picked Kyle Busch.
Yeah, so yes, we got some points on the board now, so something to keep in mind and keep track of.
Yes, so now we can actually have a points recap on the next Fast Picks because there's actually points on the board. So getting to the race though, Johnny Sauter got the pole coming off of a penalty earlier in the day. Johnny Sauter, Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton, and Tyler Ankrum all had L1 penalties. I believe it had something to do with like some sort of aerodynamic advantage, and so they all had a 10-point penalty.
Yeah, it's kind of hard starting out the day like that. You know, I know they push the limit sometimes, and sometimes they cross the line. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it ain't. You know, it's really hard to tell. But it's just part of racing, I guess.
Especially at the beginning of the season, there's going to be some of those issues. Very tough way to start the season, but you know those things happen in racing.
Yes.
So it'd be Johnny Sauter versus Sheldon Creed on the initial starts, and then 2 laps later, or around 3 laps later actually, the 19 of Derek Kraus spun out and put it in the wall. Not a very good start.
Not a good start. I know the sponsor's Enos, but I believe it should be called Oh No's.
Yeah, good rebound though.
Yeah.
I believe something happened to him towards the end as well, but
yeah, I believe his off is real loose at the beginning. I noticed a lot of the trucks tonight was very loose and right out of control, and he just started out that way off his low pressures on the tires, but he got loose and just got in the wall. So, didn't tear his truck up too bad, but he continued on.
Then it'd be Johnny Sauter versus Sheldon Creed. Restart on lap 6. Creed would take the lead. Johnny Sauter would come right back, but it'd be all for none because Kyle Busch would take the lead, dominate the rest of the stage, win stage 1, very short stages.
Yeah, Sheldon Creed is showing some real strength right there, and really had a really strong truck, and he gave Kyle a little run for his money a little bit.
And then stage 2 would be Christian Eckes. He would get the lead from pit road. Lap 38, Christian Eckes would take the lead for a few laps, but Kyle Busch after those few laps would just be too strong, and you could tell that they still have a little bit of an issue with aerodynamics, with it being very tight to be behind somebody, and there's just really no way to pass right now on these mile-and-a-half tracks.
Yeah, and I actually had Christian Eckes pick to win, and I thought he had a very good chance, and he was looking very good early on in the second stage, and in the first stage he come in second, and thought he was hanging right there with Kyle Busch a little bit, and I thought I had a good chance.
And one thing that happened in stage 2, there was like 4 or 5 wide through like turn 1, I believe. That is Ross Chastain and his aggressive moves. Very aggressive driver, and somehow this worked out. No one crashed. A little bit of rubbing, and I don't know how that happened. And I thought, wow, we're gonna have a big pile up. But no, everyone was fine.
Yeah, I mean, these trucks is crazy. You know, it looks like they're going to wreck about every lap sometimes, and they go like 4 wide, and especially when Ross Chastain, he'll get down there towards the apron and get his truck upset again and try it kind of wash up the track, and he saved it, and Brett Moffitt, he saved it and all, and so it's like pretty good.
Yeah, like 4 people saved it.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I don't know what it is about the trucks that, you know, they can control them a little better, or what it is.
Then Kyle Busch would go on to win stage 2. Nothing new there. He's one, I believe I saw someone post on Twitter, is 114 out of the 17 stages. Very dominant driver, but of course he is a Cup guy, so it's not like he's going through the ranks or anything. So
yeah, he's pretty dominant in the truck series. I know you was kind of didn't really think too much on your pick. And
very easy pick.
You didn't go out on a limb and you really think a whole lot, but yeah, anytime Kyle Busch is in the truck series, just go ahead and pick him.
Yeah, and that was that's the strategy. That's 5 easy points pretty much.
That was just kind of giveaway or something.
Free point. But yeah, so Kyle Busch will win the race off pit road. Tyler Ankrum would be pitting outside the box. That's a 1-lap penalty, and that is very tough. Especially, I don't think there was too many cautions in this final stage.
Yeah, if that crew member wouldn't have put the wrench down in the adjustment slot there, and he probably wouldn't have got it. They could have backed up and they could have done it then. But yeah, it's a tough penalty, especially in stage 3, because you don't really bounce back from that.
Yeah, I can kind of understand why it's that harsh of a penalty. So, no one's pushing the limits. It's like, if it's just telling the line, we can pit wherever we want. But 1-lap penalty, that is definitely something you don't want to do.
But the only thing I question is like when Kyle Busch pitted and that crew member kind of chased the tire a little bit. I mean, how far is it before it's an uncontrolled tire? I mean, I know
it's not as confusing as it used to be, but it's still sometimes like, well, if they had to chase it, it's uncontrolled because it's not at that moment being controlled. So
because it then rolled out of the box and out towards the pit lane, and he took like 2 or 3 steps and caught it, but it's kind of a little gray area.
Still don't think that would have affected the outcome of the race, but it would have made it at least
made it fun. I mean,
fun to see him come back through the field. So then it'd be Kyle Busch versus Christian Eckes on that restart. A couple laps later, Eckes didn't get a great restart.
It seemed like in stage 3, the top lane just would not go at all. I mean, for stage 1 and 2, the top lane was where you need to be. It seemed like it really took off, but like stage 3, the bottom lane was taking off. So I guess the track was changing at that point.
Yeah, and it eventually makes minor contact with the wall, but it was still enough to blow the tire. Then major contact with the wall, and he was still running, but it wasn't.
It ruined my hopes of getting a point. He was right there behind Todd Gillen. I don't know if the dirty air, and Todd Gillen almost hit the wall, and so Christian Eckes really couldn't really see where the wall was, and kind of
the wall. Like the dirty air just kind of sucks you right behind that person, and wherever they're going, that's where you're going.
Yeah.
And person behind is going to go a little bit further than the person in front. Not further as in the right way to go, but the wrong way into the wall. So unfortunate. Looking forward to see if he could put a challenge to Kyle Busch and put my point on the line.
Yeah. I thought I was going to finish second again.
But Randy's random pick, Johnny Sauter, finished second.
So far, one of us, our picks always finish second.
Yeah, at least since the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
So with that, also during that, it would be a big block by Zane Smith on Ben Rhodes. A little bit of contact there. A hole in the front of Ben Rhodes' truck. Very aggressive move by Zane Smith.
Yeah, really aggressive. He went from like middle lane all the way to the apron. And Ben Rhodes was very nice to him, and just kind of let out a little bit, went down to the bottom of the track, and let him go. I don't know if I'd been that generous or not. If they're only gonna block me that much, I'd just give him a bumper or let him know I was there.
And that's why we're sitting on the couch talking about it, not actually in the race. I wish we could be in the race.
The couch crew chief now.
Strat Motorsports would sound cool.
Yeah.
Would win all the Daytona races.
Yeah.
But after that, it would be a nice battle between Sheldon Creed and Kyle Busch. Really enjoyed that battle. The few laps that it lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, Sheldon Creed was holding his own right there with Kyle Busch. I mean, he really had a strong truck, and man, you can tell they're trying to get side draft off each other and try to pin each other down the apron or up high or in the turns, and I guess Kyle Busch prevailed.
Yeah, then we'd have a caution for Grant Enfinger, who won Daytona, just barely over Jordan Anderson, and made some contact with Lassard. Looks like Lassard just got into the apron a little bit, washed up into Enfinger, and for Enfinger, it doesn't matter. He's locked into the playoffs. I'm sure a couple extra playoff points would have been beneficial, but with Kyle Busch winning, no one else got those either, so not a loss at all for Grant Enfinger.
Yeah, it seemed like on the bottom he was really loose, and it's kind of snappy loose, and that's kind of what I did with Lassard, and he got into Enfinger, and I mean Lassard had some damage on the right side, but Enfinger he busted something because he was leaking a lot of fluid on pit road, so they told me he had to cut it off, so it was done.
Then so both drivers would be done for the day, unfortunately. Tough start of the season for Lassard. Crashed in Daytona. Was doing pretty well in Daytona up until that crash. And so, we got 2 or 3 weeks before we're back in the Truck Series. So, a lot of time to think about what you're going to do at Atlanta.
Yeah. So, you got a lot of time off, and it was Kyle Busch. I know he's got more races to go to, but he can enjoy the win for a while. Yeah.
Which he's gotten the Cup Series and Xfinity Series once in a while. So
I mean, he just won the modified race.
The late model race.
Yeah, the late model race the night before. So I mean, he's just win.
He's not in the Xfinity Series race tomorrow or later today, depending on whenever this video uploads. But he could have went for a streak.
Yeah.
But would have another battle between Creed and Kyle Busch. That lasted all the way until Kyle Busch decided, all right, I'm going to actually race you now. And he pinned Creed down, and Creed got loose and almost took
him out.
Almost made it a different race, totally different race. But didn't happen.
Yeah, he almost erased that point for you, so...
Still got the point. But with that, Kyle Busch would pretty much just dominate the rest of the way. I got a point, but it shows you, this race kind of showed you who is good in terms of everyone not named Kyle Busch. Yeah. Sheldon Creed looks like he's going to have a good season. Johnny Sauter looks like he's going to have that rebound season. I know you said in the predictions that this is his year. He's going to come back and shine. He almost, maybe if we had an overtime restart, maybe Johnny Sauter could have beat Kyle Busch. But it seems like they're going to have to work on their longer run speed. They got Kyle Busch on the short runs.
Yeah.
They just need to work on the longer runs and maybe make it to where he doesn't win by like 9 seconds.
Yeah, Johnny, he made some good adjustments and come back towards the end. I know he was like 6 seconds back, but he still makes some good. At one point he was back about 10th or so, but he races his way back to second, which is really good. And Matt Crafton started in the back, and he raced his way through. So Thor Sports might be the year for them.
Yeah, they might make a statement after that championship, and so a lot of people to look at right now. Yeah. That's the takeaway from this race, because Kyle Busch is not running the championship. This is just for fun, a joyride for him.
Yeah.
Free trophy, like a free point for me.
Yeah.
But it is also interesting to see what these guys can do compared to Kyle Busch. And it seems like Sheldon Creed, if anyone's going to beat Kyle Busch this season for the rest of the 4 races that he's going to do, I think Sheldon Creed could do it.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep an eye on Christian X this year too. He ran a good race. He just got into the wall and kind of ruined his day, but I bet he's going to at least get 1 or 2 wins this year.
And, Kyle Busch has got a lot of trophies, and since I predicted it, I'm pretty sure he won't miss that one. Can I have it? I mean, it looked pretty good on, well, it wouldn't fit there, but...
Maybe we had to swing by KBM and say, can I have that trophy?
Can I have it? And he's going to say, heck no, it's mine. You can have this one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So after he done tweeted you? I mean, not really tweeted you.
He didn't tweet me. If you saw the Fast Picks episode, I made a Photoshop tweet that Kyle Busch made. It just used one of his old ones, but I don't think I'm going to get noticed.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to tweet you.
I don't think I'm the reason why he won. I just kind of rode that tidal wave.
You just jumped on that bandwagon, didn't you?
Yeah, bandwagon fan. All for the point. But we'll see if I can get another point in the Xfinity Series race. Go Chase Briscoe. That's my pick. And your pick was Daniel Hemrick. So we're going to see if you can get a point as well. And Emily had Noah Gregson. So go figure there.
He get back-to-back wins. So.
Yeah, so that's
It'll be a crazy start to the season.
That's the guys to look for in terms of our picks. And also Randy's random pick is Riley Herbst. And we'll see if he can finally get one. He's riding a wave of second place finishes.
Yeah.
Alright, so hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you tomorrow for our Xfinity Series review. We'll see you then.